The Standard Group is honored and pleased to be the media partner. This is the third edition of the Great Places to School. When we started this initiative, and I remember I was probably still in my early years as the CEO of the group, and someone came and said, there's this idea on the table, and this team is looking for a media partner. And normally partnerships, we have to ask ourselves, so what are the objectives? Where are we going with this? What's in it for everyone? And what I can say is that ever since, there are no regrets. And where maybe we've fallen short, only lessons that we've picked along to try and make this Great Places to School award, not just an award ceremony, but a platform which can be used to improve the quality of education in our country. A lot of times, and it's been said here by many, schools were predominantly focused on the whole idea of how many A's, how many B's, how many C's. And that became the culture for a long time in our country. Actually, I was both fortunate and unfortunate to have done my schooling during that period. And it came with joy for those who the schools performed well, for those students who were ranked very highly, and despair and sometimes disappointment for those who didn't perform equally as well. And this analogy has been used before, where they say if we could measure all animals by how well they could swim, then the fish would be the outright winner. But if you decided to measure the same animals by how well they could climb a tree, then probably the monkey would become the winner. And I think our education over time had put all sorts of skills and talents and capabilities and decided that, okay, what is it? Is it climbing trees? Is it swimming? And therefore, you find that those who are left outside those parameters were always considered failures. And I think that's the sad thing about an education system that doesn't empower people for who they are. I don't think anyone in life is really a failure, because to measure one against the other is competition, true. But to measure one against the other does not mean one is necessarily the better version or the better species compared to the other. We've seen people who didn't get A's in class go ahead, start businesses and employ those who get A's. We've seen a lot of A students, first class honor students, who cannot hold a conversation, who cannot even support their own cause in an interview. Right? And I think the Great Places to School initiative, what it seeks to address, what it's trying to bring to the table, is so noble, and that's why the Standard Media Group can only continue supporting it and associating ourselves with it. So we believe that